Well, because there have been a number of comments on my videos asking about the nail polish, I've decided to put together a little video specifically about the nail polish. I paint my nails regularly just for fun. It's something I do. It doesn't take very long. I spend maybe half an hour every 2 to 3 weeks, which is something that I do instead of, say, watching TV or browsing the internet or whatever else. And so it really doesn't take much time, and I don't really know why I do it. It's just kind of something I do. It's just fun and whatever. So I'm going to go over how a responsible masculine male these days can go about painting their nails. First of all, if you have your nails already painted, you'll need something to remove it. I like acetone because it's very manly and it works very well. And I use a rag instead of cotton balls because it won't fall apart on you. You will also need nail polish. I have quite a selection here. I have red and pink, this dark blue and black, white and gold, as well as a good clear coat. Clear coat is important to make your nail polish last a long time without chipping, and it will also make it feel very smooth. So, first, if you have your nail polish on, you'll need to open up your acetone, or if you have nail polish remover, that'll work fine. It's not quite as good as acetone, but you just need one dip. Close it up, because otherwise you'll evaporate quite a bit of it and you can get lightheaded from the fumes. You just rub it back and forth like that and it'll come right off. So you do that to all of your nails. Oh, and another thing is, make sure that when you go to do this, you're in a very manly place, wearing some very manly clothes. For instance, right now I'm in the basement in what I consider my workshop. This is where I do all of my metal grinding and wood crafting that has to be done inside. And this is also where I store the majority of my tools. I'm also wearing cargo shorts and a muscle shirt so that I feel very manly, and if you don't do it, you can be in some serious trouble. You might start picking out clothes for women, and you might start cooking or cleaning. Or make sure that you use acetone in a well-ventilated space, as with all nail care items, because they're very smelly and they can cause lightheadedness. And the next step is you want to just gently, it shouldn't be hurting, you want to push your cuticles back. This way, once you paint your nails, the cuticles will push back in towards on top of your nail, and you won't have a line of nail polish because the cuticle will just ride up on top of the nail polish and it'll be perfectly seamless. Next, I'm going to use a white base coat, which is just going to be laid on pretty thin, and what this does, it has two purposes. It makes any color that you lay on top of it much more true and much brighter, but it also, you'll notice that my nails are pretty natural color right there once I've taken the polish off. If you don't use either a clear or a white base coat, what can happen is your nails will start to turn yellow from the color leaching out of the polish. So I'm just going to shake up the white. A lot of nail polishes have a little glass bead inside to make it shake, to make the paint mix better. You want to just, this part doesn't have to be too pretty, and remember that you are manly, so you don't have to worry about getting it perfect. You can have it brush up onto your fingers and stuff and whatever else. It doesn't need to be perfect. I have my white base coat now, so I'm just going to let it dry for a minute. It doesn't really have to be super dry. We're just going to lay the color on top of it. So once you've spent a couple minutes letting your fingernails dry, and what you can do in the meantime is read a book or go on the internet or whatever, and you can test it whether it's dry enough to lay another coat on top by just gently rubbing it, and if it doesn't move, then it's dry enough. So the next step is to pick out a color. Now what you can do, if you're feeling particularly manly, is you can go to your girlfriend or your mother or even your daughter or just a female friend and say, well, tell me what color you like best and can I borrow it, please? And they'll either laugh at you or tell you that they're incredibly ashamed of you, or they will be very useful and helpful and give you a color that you can use. So I think that today I'm feeling this very fluorescent bright pink, and this dark blue. I think the dark blue is a nice color. You always want to make sure you shake up your nail polish because that mixes the pigment with the liquid base. Oops, this is rather watery nail polish, so it's kind of tricky. And the first coat, just like with the base coat, this first coat of color is not all that important in terms of making it perfectly neat and nice. You just want to get some color on there. See, that's a very bright pink, which I like because it will be an extra signaling device in the woods. If I were to get lost, I can just stick my hand up in the air and the planes will see me right away. So that's the first coat. Now I'm going to put that away because I'm going to switch to the dark blue for my other hand while I let this first coat dry a little bit. So again, we shake it up, well shaken. And this is OPI, which is a very good brand. It's a little bit more expensive, but the polish is very nice and the brushes are nice. They're nice and thick and hefty, and they have a really nice wide range of colors. So that's the first coat put down, and it's hard to see the pink in the camera, but that's the first coat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry for just a few minutes. And really the first coat doesn't have to be that dry because you're laying the same color on top, and even if it mixes or smudges together, it's all the same color. So you only have to give that a minute or two, and then you can start putting on the second coat. And remember, you're a man, so it's okay if you mess up. So there are the colors, and really if you want to, you can leave them just like this, and it'll be fine that way. But I like to do the extra measure of protection and lay on a nice clear coat. Now I'm going to give these nails about 10 or 15 minutes to dry, because you really want the colors to be dried totally before you lay on the clear coat, because you don't want the clear coat to pick up any of the color and mix it in. So about 10 or 15 minutes I'm going to go watch some TV or read a book, or maybe I'll browse the latest issue of Penthouse. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes, and you can see that I've put a couple of nicks in the nail polish. If I was not as manly as I am, I would repair those, but that's fine, they don't really matter. And you won't be able to feel them once you put the clear coat on. So the nail polish is dried, and I'm just going to lay the clear coat on. You can lay it on pretty thick, it'll level out itself. And then this you're going to want to try to be careful of for at least 20 minutes to a half an hour. Be careful that you don't mark it up or anything, so you can go back to reading or doing stuff on the computer or whatever. Just try not to ding your nails. That's all it takes for the clear coat, just one application. Once you let it dry, and you'll have beautiful, manly nails.